Okay, we're all set up. I think we're good. I think we're going. We got it. Let me see. Amazing. Hello and welcome everybody. I just thought it would be fun to have kind of a sit down chat today as we go through this Q&A in the most casual forms, because you know what I mean when you all get together with friends or people you know and you all kind of like sit just dispersed and like one person's on the ground on a pillow and one person's on the couch. I don't know, I kind of feel like that right now today, and I just thought it'd be kind of fun. I don't know, this is also the best lighting, I must say, so I wanted to set it up like that too, but I just wanted to have a chance to come and talk with you guys. I'm really excited about this video, to be honest. I asked on my Instagram a few days ago, which if you're new, hello, my name is Mallory of Mallory's Kitchen, so that's the Instagram, and I asked questions on there to do a little bloating Q&A today. So we're really gonna get into the nitty gritty. So if you're new, you may not know that I'm a future dietitian, and I'm actually literally less than a month away from taking my test, so think of me, okay? But I like to share just the real deal information about nutrition and wellness, and I think with a topic like bloating, it can get very confusing. There's a lot of mixed messages going on nowadays about what you should do for bloating, quick fixes, supplements, how to eat, etc. So in this video, I just want to dive into your guys' questions and give you the best information I can. And now I'm no gut health amazing expert. Now I did learn a lot about the gut during my undergraduate and my further education to become a dietitian. And I have gone through this myself. Mine was mostly stemmed from recovery and some restricted eating that led me to reintroducing foods and then having a lot of issues with my gut. So I've been going through that process for quite a while now, and I'm finally to a place where I am not bloated every day, and bloating is more of a rarity. So if you want to learn more about my story at all before you watch this or after you watch this video, I'll include some videos down below. But if not, I think we should just dive right in, because you guys asked some killer questions. And if you do want to be a part of the next Q&A, you can definitely give me a follow on Instagram at Mallory's Kitchen, and I'll link it down below. I usually ask on there just because, especially with a topic like bloating, you know, you kind of just want them to be anonymous. And then if you do at any point like this video, it would literally support my channel so much, and I would really appreciate it. And if you wanted to stick around to see more videos like this, definitely hit that subscribe button and drop any suggestions down below. But I think let's dive into it. So I'm just gonna be using my phone to look at some of the questions you guys asked. I picked out a few that I really liked, but I also just kind of want to on the whim answer a few. So to begin, I got so many questions, which I love this question, about how do you know if you're bloated? Is bloating normal? And does bloating automatically mean something is wrong with your gut? I think that this is the most important question to address, and I need to say it over and over again, not only for you guys, but for me, is bloating is so normal. We all just kind of think about bloating as this thing that is so bad, and that it does automatically mean either we ate something wrong, or there's something wrong with our gut, or we did something wrong the day before, or whatever it is. We always automatically go to, oh, I'm bloated, I did something wrong. But in actuality, guys, our body is so freaking complex, and we cannot dictate when we do or when we do not bloat. It's just too hard. And so when you are bloated, if it is something that happens to you maybe once a week, once a month, every now and again, do not automatically think there is something wrong with you. And don't even go to the fact that you may need to fix something right away. It's just important to know that it is something that happens. And I actually talk about this in my bloating book, which I'm actually gonna link that down below, because that is kind of my baseline information about bloating. It goes into reasons why you may be bloated, different supplements I take, exercise I've done. It's like a full guide about bloating and the basics. So I'm gonna link that, because I'm gonna try to take that information to the next level in this video. So that's a good basic, but I really wanna dive deeper in this one. So just know that bloating is normal. But I do also want to say there are some very clear signs when bloating is not normal. And this video cannot be advice over getting professional or medical advice. If you find yourself waking up bloated every single day before you even eat, if you find yourself constantly in extreme pain, literally no matter what you do, and for long amounts of time on end, you definitely should seek professional advice. There are very serious conditions such as IBS, ulcerative colitis, Crohn's, and so many more that could be causing that. If you're having those extreme symptoms, definitely seek out advice more than just this YouTube video. So now that we've covered that, let's dive into it further. I got a lot of questions about good and bad foods. So I think that we all kind of want this quick fix or meals to avoid or things to avoid, and you guys are gonna get annoyed with me, okay? But the thing that's so hard about bloating is it really just depends. And that's kind of the worst part about it, because it's so hard to know why you may be bloating. So what may be a good food for me could be the worst food for you, because all of our microbiomes are different, the way that we respond to food is different, the way that our body digests is different. And just know that if you bloat from a food, it doesn't always mean that that food is horrible for you. I mean, there are some times that we bloat and we don't know why. But before we go into that, I think it's important to know that there are some foods that are more likely to cause bloating than others. So one in particular I want to mention is FODMAPs. You may have heard of the low FODMAP diet. FODMAPs are fermented oligosaccharides, monosaccharides, disaccharides, and polyols. So essentially all that jargon just means they're short chain carbohydrates, aka sugars, that are hard for your body to digest because of the link. Onions, cauliflower, broccoli, Brussels sprouts. I know that's kind of confusing because they're all vegetables, and they are still very, very healthy vegetables, but some people are very sensitive to those things. So I don't want people thinking that they all need to go on the FODMAP diet. I've actually seen the FODMAP diet being administered for too long and causing issues, but that is one food group that sometimes can cause more, and you'll see more about that in the bloat book as well. But if everybody is different, then how do we know what's bloating us? So someone asked the questions about how do you know if a specific food is bloating you? This is hard to say, but the thing that I've found that works the best, if you find that you're eating something continuously and you think that it may be causing you bloating, aka your body is not reacting to it well ever. So you don't eat it one time and you get bloated, but you consistently eat this food or this thing and you find that your body reacts adversely, what I would do is take it in only its purest form. So let's just say I think dairy is upsetting my stomach. I should try drinking milk or having butter or having cheese or having cream, whatever you think is specifically upsetting you, and try that out by itself. Ideally on an empty stomach, wait anywhere between 15 minutes and 3 hours and see how your body reacts. If you do well with it, then most likely it's not causing you the bloating. But if you do poorly with it and you really find that your body has a very immediate or a noticeable response, that could be a food that's causing you bloating. To go along with that though, someone asked about keeping a food journal. I know a lot of you here may be struggling with bloating because of disordered eating tendencies, restricted eating, and maybe going through recovery with all of this. And I think that food journals can be awesome tools, but also can be triggering depending on your background. I definitely would not suggest using MyFitnessPal because I think that it ends up taking away from trying to track how you're feeling because you're more concerned about macros and calories. But if you think you're in a place to use a food journal, you could definitely see what foods are making you feel good and bad. I have a template in the bloat book for this, and focus on how they make you feel and what your body does rather than the food itself. Because something that can happen, which someone asked me about, is why is it that certain foods may cause you bloating one time and not another time? And I think really that this is attributed mostly to stress. Now, it can be that just some days your body doesn't work well with the food and other days it does. And that's truly how simple our body can be and yet complex. But also sometimes when you are just really stressed out, maybe you are concerned because one time you ate that food, you're not sure about it, you get kind of stressed about it. So like say you're scared of gluten and then you're gonna have a piece of bread and you just keep thinking, oh my gosh, is this gluten gonna upset my stomach? Is this gluten gonna upset my stomach? And then you have it, and because you were so stressed out about it, it's very likely that it's going to elicit a response in your body. Now, if you just kind of think to yourself, oh, okay, I'm gonna have gluten, we'll see how it goes, it's less likely that's going to upset your stomach because stress has such an impact. When you become stressed, all of your blood is actually shuttled to your fight or flight limbs, so like your arms, your legs, getting ready to run, to fight, to do what you need to do, and that is the opposite of rest and digest. So your digestive system is not going. So if we're in that fight or flight state when we're trying to digest our food or to try a new food, or if we're worried about a food, that puts us into our fight or flight and then we try it, that's part of the reason why many of us can get bloating. But I'm gonna dive into that a little bit later because I wanted to cover something else that so many of you guys asked. I probably got the most questions about this, which is supplements. And I know that this is very, very confusing. And this is also hard for me to talk about because I found a routine that works really well for me, but supplements are even more variable than food. Everybody works so differently, and I never ever want to make someone feel like they need supplements in order to achieve a healthy gut or to diminish bloating. Because the truth is that you don't need supplements in order to do that. Now, I'm going to talk about supplements that I personally really believe in and like because I think that they are very helpful and they've helped me and a lot of other people I know on their journey to finding a healthier gut. Do not feel like if you occasionally bloat or even if you are bloating a lot that you have to go out and buy these or fit into my regime. So, to quickly go over the ones that I believe in the most, that are the most important, I want to start with Seed. So I broke the cap, sorry about that. But this probiotic is unreal. So it's actually a synbiotic, it's a prebiotic and probiotic. And I've never ever found a company that does so much research around a product because supplements are not regulated, guys. So they could literally put nothing in your supplements. No one tests them, anybody can start them, and I think I should do a whole video about this. Let me know down below if you want to see at least me talk about this. And Seed does an insane job to test literally the amount of bacteria that are actually getting to your gut and how they formulated this. They have a prebiotic on the outside, they have a probiotic on the inside, and they let that work to actually get to your gut because most probiotics, you take them and they don't even freaking make it to your gut. It's just a waste of so much money. And so this one actually does work, and I've tried multiple probiotics. This is the only one that I really tried that I found a difference in. And the goal of it essentially when you take a probiotic is to get down into that gut. They don't necessarily have to stay and inhabit your gut, but what they're doing is those bacteria are promoting a positive microbiome and a positive gut balance inside your gut. And over time, you are going to start to see benefits and how that all works. And that's the main thing with probiotics. It's not a short-term fix. You don't take your probiotic for the day and notice that you're less bloated. Over time of taking this, you will start to see that you have more regularity and you're actually having a more positive gut function, and that leads to less bloating. Now, remember with a probiotic, it may take you a few days, even a week of adjusting. You may be a little queasy, you may feel a little weird. If that persists for 2 weeks, then it may not be the right fit for you. We all have different microbiomes, but this is one that I found that works for so many people. I'm gonna link it down below. It was really cool because I started taking this supplement and then they reached out to me to partner. Literally, I was so excited, I cannot even tell you. So I'll include that link down below to get you guys a discount if you want to. Next thing that I think is the most important, Triphala. Oh my gosh, she's my holy grail, okay? It's herbs, and these herbs help to promote regularity. So when I started taking this, and this was actually probably 3-4 months ago now, I was having literally going non-stop one day and then completely stopped up the next day. And it was just this yo-yo back and forth. So I'd be totally stopped up and then I would be totally going all the time. And it was miserable. And I tried this out and it literally made me so much more regular. I take 2 at night, that's all I take. And it has made the biggest difference. I've suggested this to everybody I know that is dealing with any of those problems, and every single person has seen results. Now, I don't want to guarantee it. As I said, everybody is different, but seriously, long term, even short term, I saw differences almost right away. And I just love this brand. So you can get this off Amazon. It's a very affordable price. I'm gonna link this as well. 2 that I think are some good shorter term fixes is I have Remedy. So Remedy is a digestive enzyme blend along with some anti-bloat as well. So some ginger, some peppermint going on in here. It kind of looks like a Tums. And then there's some prebiotics and probiotics, which I was a little bit worried about at first. I don't want to overwhelm my gut with too many pre and probiotics. But the good thing about it is it really didn't upset my stomach. I find this works really well. I like to take it before my breakfast, and I also will take it before a big meal, and it just helps a lot with maintaining that good digestion when a lot of bigger or foods you're not used to are coming in, and just maintaining that. It's one of those things that when I don't take it in the morning, if I don't take it with a big meal, I can see a difference. I'm not gonna say you take it and you automatically aren't bloated, but I have found that even if I did take this, say I'm bloated and I take it, it does help. So you can also just take digestive enzymes, so like Now brand, Terrazyme, and the standard processed digestive enzymes. But I thought this was like a really easy way to get them in, so I'll have this down below as well. And then last but not least, I wouldn't say this is even really a supplement, but this is a really good short-term fix that a lot of people don't think about. So this is just some essential oils of peppermint. My favorite brand is actually doTERRA. They're the highest quality in my opinion. Some people also like Young Living. This is one that I got, which is RS Cassia, which is an organic peppermint and pure essential oil. So you can rub this on your stomach and it makes a huge difference. And the really good brands you can actually ingest, or you can do some peppermint tea. And I find that it really soothes my bloating. Actually, this is incredibly well studied for bloating and for digestive pain. There's so much research around this. It's one of the most widely accepted medical, natural alternatives for bloating. So it's so simple and it's pretty inexpensive, and yet it's just nice to have, and it honestly feels good whenever you take it. So there's other supplements I take. As you guys know, I take Body Bloom by Sarah's Day. I think it's a really good thing for me. I don't think everybody needs to do that. And then also I take magnesium at night. That can be laxative for some people. Not always a good fit. I take it more for kind of slowing down in my anxiety at night. But everybody has different supplements that work. These are my favorites. Now that we got our little supplement talk over, let's see what we got next. So out of the questions that I pulled out that I specifically wanted to talk to, there's one more that I want to touch on, which is just dealing with the emotional side of bloating. Guys, this is for sure the hardest part, because it's so interesting that bloating is so physical, but yet it feels so incredibly mental. You know what I mean? So you have bloating, and it then leads to maybe feeling bad about your body, questioning why you're doing what you're doing, more stress, beating yourself up for what you ate or what you didn't eat. There's a lot of ways that I've been working to cope with this, that I've been trying to get better at. So one of the biggest things for me, and I know you guys are probably gonna roll your eyes, but doing some meditation or some breathing and some yoga and doing my journaling and just having some structure to my day. I know it sounds silly, but honestly, it does make a huge difference for me. Having that time to disconnect to myself, being someone that's a very anxious person, and calming down is something that really does help me be in the right mindset, because I think the biggest thing about bloat is reframing the bloat. Because let me know if you understand me in this scenario, okay? So you're bloated. So then you get stressed about being bloated. So then you get stressed about the foods that you're eating because you're bloated. And so then you get more bloated because you're stressed about the foods that you're eating. And then you go to sleep bloated, and so then you wake up the next day and then you're stressed because you don't want to get bloated again. And so then you eat, but you're stressed, so then you get bloated again. You know what I mean? Does anybody understand me? Please let me know down below, because whew, that cycle. And I went through that for a long time. So it was a combination between actually having gut issues and also allowing my stress to perpetuate my gut issues. And so I had to do things that helped me to get in the right mindset. And that may not be meditation or journaling for you, but when I find that I meditate or I journal and I write down the things that I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, that's a huge help. The second thing is around your meals, we have to take time to foster a good environment. So when you are getting ready to eat and say you are bloated, don't avoid your meals because you're bloated. Take a little bit of time, take some extra deep breaths, and then sit down for that meal and then choose what feels right for you. So maybe you're struggling with getting distracted during your meals, and that's taking away from you eating at the right space. Maybe you're eating too fast, or maybe you're forgetting to eat because you get bored. So maybe remove distractions, remove your phone, and focus on that meal. Now maybe you're feeling a little bit stressed about food in general. You're coming out of restriction, you're trying to add more foods in, you're feeling overwhelmed by that idea. Maybe you need a little bit of distraction. Maybe you need to call a friend, sit with your family, watch a YouTube video. Do something that makes you almost think less about the food so that that doesn't end up perpetuating your bloating problems. Another thing is, honestly, don't look in the mirror, because seriously, I don't know about you, but there's nothing that makes me feel worse about being bloated than looking in the mirror. And don't get me wrong, you're probably thinking, Mallory, you're always snapping pics of you bloated. How are you not looking at yourself? You got me. But also, that's mostly just to kind of document, to make people feel less alone. It's just a quick snap and then I'm done. But when I look at myself all the time, when I'm in clothes that I'm uncomfortable in, say too tight, then that just makes me think more and more about bloating. So it's almost a combination of not beating yourself up, accepting where you are, kind of embracing the bloat, but also distracting yourself, remembering that it may not be you, taking yourself away from constantly looking at yourself. So it's a very weird balance, but I swear that that is the way that I have found the best combination between those two things. And this is a big one that I almost forgot, and I loved this question when I got it, which is, how do you differentiate between bloated and full? And wow, when I read this question, it was honestly a mind-blowing moment for me, which may sound silly, but for people that have gone through recovery, or just anybody that struggles with the balance of food in your body, this is huge. Because if you are used to restricting and you eat a meal to actually the point of feeling full, you may think that you are bloated, but you're not. And that is a very hard thing to accept. We can't expect for our body to live in this restricted zone, and you have to give your body time and your mind time, not only to accept what it feels like to be full, but also to adjust to the feeling of being full. When you restrict, you actually shrink your stomach down, you shrink what your digestive system can do, you put yourself into starvation mode, and your body has to have time to adjust to a new normal of really nourishing it and giving it what it needs. And I know it's so freaking hard, but I'm telling you, the way to get through it is just to keep going, keep eating, keep enjoying it, and know that you will get there. And I think that that's what I want the reminder to be in all of this, is just to give yourself grace. Whether you're that person at the beginning of this video that maybe you need to seek some professional advice, or you're the person that figured out, oh, maybe I'm just bloating like normal and it's just an occasional bloat. I just want you to remember to give yourself grace in any of the days when you're dealing with this. Bloating is really hard, and I think that it's honestly sometimes almost demeaned that us women, and of course men too, struggle with this so much, and I don't think anybody understands the mental impact that it can have on people and the emotional impact, and if you're going through recovery, just how hard this can make it to make you want to keep recovering. And I want to be the one to validate that for you, because holy crapola, it's so hard. There's never been a time where I was closer to wanting to quit recovering than when I was dealing with my gut issues. It's when I found myself not eating as much because I didn't want to have any of the pain, not even because I wanted to restrict. It's the days that I find myself skipping snacks because I'm scared that that snack could cause me to bloat. And I don't ever want you to think that that is not normal and that doesn't happen to other people and that other people aren't going through this. We're all going through this together, but I also don't want you to think that it doesn't get better, because it does. I literally was that person that bloated at every single meal, and that went on for months, and I had so much work that went into it, and now I can confidently say that I'm at a point where I bloat occasionally. At the time when I was going through this, I couldn't even imagine this was a possibility, and that's what I want all of you to remember, is I know that you will get here. And so I really hope that this little Q&A helped. I hope I didn't ramble on for too long. I'm pretty sure this video is pretty long. I just really wanted to make it as informative as possible. I tried to answer as many questions as I could, but I'm sorry if I didn't hit yours. Of course, feel free to leave them down below. We can continue this conversation. I can even make a second video if we need to, or incorporate them into some future videos. And if you have video ideas that you want to see, that you kind of thought of throughout this video, or that you just have for me, please drop them down below. I love creating videos that you guys want to see. And definitely, if you did like this, I would love so much if you gave it a thumbs up. I can't explain how much it does help my channel to watch these videos all the way to this point, to give it a thumbs up. And of course, if you feel called to, if you want to stick around, if you want to hang out again, of course, I would love to have you a part of the family, and just hit that subscribe button. But I've been talking for quite a while now. I've probably been yabbering your ear off, so I think it's time to go. please feel free to reach out to me on Instagram. I love chatting with you guys. I'm leaving that bloat book down below if you want to check out more of the kind of basics, have some activities, some things that I did to help me get to where I am, and also a little bit more of a basis and a scientific guide behind what I was saying today. But yeah, I'll see you back here soon. Next Sunday, same time, same place, less bloated. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Okay, I don't know. I'm getting weird. I think we need to go. Okay, bye.